Hello, this is Divine Sunshine, and this is the Playground Experience. You know, I have my lovely co-host here, Kathy D, and April Williams. Yay!
Gee.
So here we have, this is 20, welcome to 2021. How was your flight? No, say, was it bumpy? Did you have turbulence entering into the new year of 2021? I know surely some of us did. We see that. If we didn't have it, we know that the United States had it. So,
Did
well,
anybody come into your White House?
we still have those remnants of 2020 still kind of creeping its way over and filtrating over into 2021. So that's why I said, how is 2021 treating you so far, thus far? But we know we're holding the sign that if it starts off rough, guess what? All it can do is get what? Better from here. And so that's what we're going to hold on to in that belief system, that if we starting like this, it started from the bottom. Now we're here, as Drake said. Maybe all our team will all be here. I won't say the effing here, but yes. Yes, so how's it going for you all, ladies? Kathy D and April Williams, what's going on? How's it going for you?
I think I should go
Um,
first because I feel
yeah,
like
you should
you
go
have a
first.
much
Yeah.
better, happier story. I was saying that if 2020 was B, then 2021 is that B's older sister. Waiting on the playground for you, for me. No, I'm just kidding. It might not be that dramatic, but it really feels like it's been pulling teeth. And holding boundaries has been such an interesting challenge to rise to. And we're here. I'm in it to win it because this is what we're here to do, right? And so the signs and the synchronicities have been up, the music and the messages have been up, but then so have the trigger warnings everywhere you go. I was like, oh, is that Divine Such trigger warning over there? Yes, it is. And there's another trigger warning. And did I just trip and fall and wake up in another trigger warning? Kinda. So the holding center has been a major challenge, but we are, I mean, at least within doing the work every day, a little bit here and there. It may not always look the same, but or it may not always be the ideal of what it is that we're going for. But hey, I did my little bit of work today. Some days you can write a whole, sonata. Some days you can just hum two notes, and that's kind of where you're at in your singing practice, for lack of better words. How about you, Kathy D? How's it on the streets, Twin Flame?
Well, it's cold right now where I am, but it's been interesting. Yeah, you're right. The synchronicities, the signs, um, the telepathic energy has been higher. The symbolisms that we're getting. It's one of those things that if you weren't in the you know what you know what you know, you better get there now, because the songs, all of that stuff is just, it's coming online hard and heavy. And but we've got to be able to stay in the now, not get lost in the fear of the past, or the sadness of the past, the depression of the past, and the fear of the future. We've really right now got to stay in the now and be able to roll with that energy that's coming in. As April talked about, last year, I think it was like around November, and being able to dodge and weave and move through this energy and stay in the present. Because if you don't, there are going to be some zingers that are going to hit you that you are not expecting. And you have to be prepared for it. And by preparing, one, you've got to constantly, you got to keep up with doing your work. You're going to start seeing more and more gifts come online for yourself, and you are going to um, need to, protect yourself. Bubble up, um, and your partner and your family and all that. You're gonna have to bubble up, because there's some stuff that's gonna come, and it's gonna kind of throw you off. But if you stay in the present moment, you bubble up, you learn to dodge and weave, um, it's not going to hit you as hard. Those that are standing still are going to feel it the most.
Yeah, I felt that too. I'm in agreement with TG saying, I asked her how was 2021 treating her, and she says high emotions, lots of sinks and dreams. Yes, most definitely a lot of that happening. I'm with you. A lot of telepathic, telepathy is really extremely high. Songs are coming in like a radio station. It's like, okay, all right, I turned it off. No, it's still blasting. The songs from your DM, or even I would say even from yourself too. It's like, to me, I'm getting like a going back and forth. It's a call and response going on. Okay, you do it now. Okay, now I'm going to. Okay, okay, you do it. You sing a song. I sing a song. We sing the song. In the song, they say we all sing a song. And it's some song that's got those lyrics in it. And so that's going on, but a lot of repeating of lessons, things that you probably already have done, and you'll come back again, and you find yourself saying, "Hey, I didn't been. This feel like deja vu, or this feel like Groundhog Day. I didn't already been been and done that. Why is this coming over again?" And you find yourself talking to it like, "No, I didn't already mastered this. I'm not going over this mess over again. So you want to come correct. You're not going to show up like that anymore." And so that is you see Kathy's playing dodgeball with the camera here, in and out. Hide and go seek. She already on the playground doing her thing. And so that's kind of really dealing with those and seeing that, okay, you know what, 2020 has taught me the tools how to deal with this, and so now I'm going to show you that I can deal with this totally different than the first time you brought me that daggone lesson in 2021. I'll show you I can do it better. I'm not going to let it irritate me as much. When they go high, I'll go. If they go low, I'll go high. I'm not going to go down there with you like I usually do. And I've had a lot of those kind of emotions of like, okay, I want to see, what did you learn? What did you learn, Grasshopper, from 2020? Confucius said. And so you'll see that is like, okay, well, let me tell you how wise I am. Let me show you how wise I've become now. And so it's been a lot of those lessons that's really have been coming online, just right, this left and right, and really find yourself to be the calm in the middle of a storm, because there's a lot of things that's happening, and not to get off balance. You find yourself in a lot of compassion too, that you have to find yourself, okay, all right, yeah, you fell off, or you did answer back your old way, kind of, it's okay, it'll be all right. So it's a lot of self-talk, that I find myself doing and practicing in 2021, to get myself back in line and really being intentional and staying with that purpose that I said my theme is to what 2021 was going to be for me, and just holding the line for that. That's where I've been really truly at with that, with these energies. But they've been interesting. Like I was telling the girls before we came online, truly I'm going with the energy, since it seems like it is a carryover, or like, okay, a remix of 2020 just a little bit. But I do believe now, and I had seen it on the videos, and I talked to them and told them that I think January, after January 21st, and I didn't know it was the new moon, there's some moon cycle is coming in, that's when things are going to really actually turn over. So don't be surprised if you say, oh my God, this stuff is still here. It's going to get better afterwards, after that. So what are some things that we can be trying to do with these energies, especially when we see them like circling back again? So again, I know we said some things earlier. April was saying about the protection and things of that nature. And what are some things that we can do that we find ourselves happening right now at this time to with that circling back? It's like, oh God, you coming back again? So what are some things that we can do mind wise?
Oh, I would definitely think that we need to meditate on it. We need to take these cycles that we're seeing coming back and meditate. Definitely on them. Journal about them. How did we handle these cycles as they came up the last time? Where could we have tweaked it? Where could we have done better? Where did we not learn our lesson?
Mm,
Um, and then, but one of the main things with this energy is we have to look at it and make sure that it's our energy.
okay.
And
Okay.
that's where the meditation comes in. Yeah, I am you and you are me and all of that. But, if I'm feeling worthy and I'm feeling strong and I'm in an environment where I'm lifted up and feel really confident in myself, but, your divine partner is in a situation where they are being beat down, they're tired, they're worn out, they're not going to feel that worthiness. And so that's where it's not you.
Mm-hmm.
There are times that situations affect and environment affect our other person, especially if you're in separation. And that's where the meditation and the journaling comes in, because then you have to figure out what can you do to, we've talked about all last year about, don't give the energy till you have enough, till you have the overflow. Well, now we're
Right.
going to be starting to be given the specific energies. Is it energy of love? Is it energy of calmness? Is it peace? Is it contemplation? What do we need to overflow, refill ourselves so it can overflow into the world? And if you don't have a divine partner, what can overflow into the world? Look at what's going on. I mean, I think
Mm,
we definitely need patience. We need contemplation. We need eye opening. Realization, removing of the masks. There's all kinds of things, those kind of energies that we need to look at and see, did we remove our mask last year or do we still wear one? And if we do wear one, where do we wear one and where don't we? Do you still wear a mask at work? Because you got to have that job to keep the lights on. But everywhere else you talk about your spirituality, but at work you don't mention it. So that's where you've got to work at removing that mask and becoming a truer version of yourself. I don't think we ever truly and completely remove our masks, totally. I think to a point, there are just some people that aren't ready for it yet. I think they get thinner. I think they get clearer.
mm,
So it's almost like one of those clear masks where you can see through it,
mhm, mhm.
but there's still protection, So if you tap the cheek of that mask, you get that.
Right.
We're going to show you only so much because that's all you can handle.
Mhm, mhm,
But
mhm.
journaling and meditation, I think, are going to be our major parts, and then finding out what is us and what isn't us, and listening to that intuition, that inner voice. And I think
Yeah.
that's going to be really important because we worked on it so much last year, getting the ego to go to the back.
Right.
Now we've got to trust in what we know.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm with you about the mask and really the truth, because I know even with the readings that I've been doing, it's been the truth for the divine masculine to come out and for the divine feminine self to just really truly express who she is. And then it's like this is who I am unapologetically, for her to be able to stand in her power, and understanding that her being being a leader within herself and understanding and taking on that role and really truly embodying it. This year is like, okay, last year was the training time. Now we're taking the training wheels off. They're showing me the card. And now it's time to have that truly confidence where you're able to ride in that bike on your own. And even if you have the divine masculine energies in the 50, cheering you on, that's fine. That's where we are, is confident and say, but still at the end of the day, it's me that's doing the work. And that's where we're at the point now that we are truly understanding that it's truth. You stand in your truth, which is causing again your mirror, your divine counterpart, to come to a realization like, hey, maybe I should be kind of working on some of those things myself. And so with us with this mask now and things that are happening out into the world, I think that was just like a little long. I know we don't, that spirit and politics, you don't like to mix. But again, the world is a reflection of what's going on for some of us on the inside, us collectively. That's not everybody's story, but it still is. It's like, again, if you didn't believe it now, that it's still a little bits of ego and some of those things that's going on. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't connect the dots. And you putting together two and two and it's coming up with 45. There's something wrong with that. And it's like still you've got to come together and still see that, hey, it's something still resonating with us as a community or as people, that we're still missing the mark. As far as us really being truthful and having integrity and standing in our power together. And this is what it's kind of like right now that's being reflected in us, is that it's still, rather it's that craziness, but it's still a little bit like you're saying about the coffee pot. Kathy D always comes up with great sayings. It's just a little bit of that coffee pot that's still resonating within us, that we still got to go right up in there and say, okay, this is the last clean. Now this, not for real, this is the last clean. I know last time we said we got it, but not for real, for real. FR, this we're going to really get it clean this time. We're going to put it in the dishwasher, and this is going to be it. Like, it's going to be spotless. And so this is where we are. Just a little bit of those things and what they're showing us on the outside in the world. They say it's still a little bit work of the cray that we got to get rid of. Cray still exists.
And
Uh,
I've been finding that through this process, right? Because I tend to always adapt or adopt the as within, so without, as the ladies are talking about, and we kind of actually have to face up to what is right. A lot of it is us avoiding that disembodiment. We want to go out of body. We want to deny what's actually happening. Don't want to look at it. We just want to say it's one thing when we know it, or we know on some other level that it's not really that, it's something else. And that takes a lot of willingness to go through the pain as opposed to bypassing,
mhm,
because when we go around something instead of looking at it head on, we have a tendency to repeat it, or we find that, wow, this trigger, we don't know that it's a trigger per se, but we say chalk it up to something else or someone else, right?
mhm,
But we are choosing to be in that experience. We're choosing to be in that moment of discomfort, not only to just feel that discomfort, but to release it for what it really, really is, or at least acknowledge it for what it is. And it's okay to have it come up a few times, because that's how you really flush it out. That's how the universe tests us, right? We've been talking about that. From every direction it's going to come up. It's going to
mhm,
come up. And first it was your love life. Now it's somehow your career. Now it's somehow in between your family. Well, it turns out it was in your family the whole time. And had you looked at it from the family perspective, you might have been able to see that it's a multifaceted thing that you're healing for yourself. The thing that you're healing for all of us. Because when we're in the twin flame frequency, we're doing it for that energetic to shift out. And if it becomes easy for you to shift out, that vibration changes for others around you. And those, especially in your lineage or your DNA line, all that stuff really starts to shift out. A lot of that has to do with boundaries. Where are our safe places? If we're looking at our reflection, we thought that this place was sacred. We thought that this place was untouchable, but it's not. Right?
mhm,
So, how do we, or where are we in our places, our respective individual places? Where are we not acknowledging what really is our safe and um, and our safe space? Where are we not acknowledging that we get to have that and actually have it protected by us? Right? Where are we letting people overrun parts of our emotions or our patterning? You know, where are we not holding boundaries properly? I mean, I want to make some kind of joke about the whole thing, but it's actually pretty gnarly what just went down in terms of, the raiding on the White House. But, you know, just because he's wearing a fuzzy hat doesn't mean he's nice and cuddly. He could be, you know, just because, oh, this ice cream makes me feel super comforted about this sorrow that I'm feeling doesn't mean that this ice cream is actually healthy for you or going to help your heart or your body heal itself. Now, every once in a while, you're going to choose to indulge. Me, I'm a French fry girl, right? Every once in a while, you're going to choose to indulge, but you also have to set those boundaries for yourself on what's healthy. What's the healthiest way to process that?
Mhm.
And it's to feel it and acknowledge it. And like Kathy D saying, um, journal it. Just write it down. Just start there. I know a lot of us don't want to look at those dark places, but we have to clean those out. Or we get to keep suffering. What is it for all of your limitations? You fight for your limitations, you get to keep them.
Mm-hmm.
You fight for your ignorance, you get to keep it. You fight for your ego, you can keep your ego. It's somebody had a hashtag I saw recently, and it was the no excuse club, right? There's no excuses that we could possibly give ourselves that would be a good enough reason for us to hold back our own evolution
Mm-hmm.
as a group, as an individual, and as a group. But it's going to get better. Like, I feel relief, just not right now. It's beautiful being an intuitive psychic, right? You can feel it. Unfortunately, you're also like, oh, is it an hour away? Is it a year away? Is it 2 years? But we're stepping closer. But we have to go through.
Right. What they say, I'm not where I used to be, but I am on my way to where I'm supposed to be going, or something like that. Whatever the saying is, say it there. So I mean, you're not that far. I mean, if you look back and see the measurement of how far you've been, you're not the same person you were before. You're not the same person a day ago, even an hour ago, or a minute ago, or 5 years ago. You have evolved and have changed. And so, uh, definitely with the energies that we're doing, we really are getting pushed into a new direction. But like you say, it's just that going through that process, that we don't get scared, that we want to kind of, I feel like some of us want to kind of turn around and go back the same way we came. It's like, I'm not ready. But so it's like, yes, you are. It's just like we just got to ride it through. We feel that always that it's some kind of way that if we could just break on through, it's going to get better to the outside. But it's just always, like they say, it's darkest before the dawn, or before the new beginnings. It's just something that we have to go through. And then we just got to have that mindset again, too. I just truly believe in intentionality as far as what do we expect from the year, instead of it seem like, not us being a victim to it, but just really holding the line and really anchoring in that say, this is what I'm expecting out of 2021. It's not, I'm not going to let things happen to me, but this is what I'm expecting to get out of it. And then I'm expecting the universe to supply me with those moments that I'm really setting the base for, as far as what I want to get out of 2021 for me. Uh, and I think that's another mindset. I think in some ways, when I look at 2021, some of us have been kind of not, I don't like traumatized, not victimized, but traumatized by everything. And we came into it, and let's be honest, with 2020 with high hopes, like, is union, especially for twin flames, when you think about that, we supposed to be living a dream in 2020, and then and then look, now what? Everything went to hell in the handbasket. It's like, what the hell? So some of us, I think, is a little kind of shell shocked, to really step out there and really claim like, okay, now 2021 is going to be my year. You might say it and then you're like, Shh, did anybody hear me say it? Okay, I'm scared because last time I said it loud and I was proud about it, and then it just say whop out, and people's like, "Well, what happened to 2020? Yeah, didn't you say you was doing X, Y, and Z?" You're like, "No, was that me? That wasn't me. That was my twin that said that." But this is where we are now. But we've got to start and embody and empower our own self to kind of build back up again and say, "Hey, it's all right. This is a new year. This is a new slate, and it's okay for me to go out there and step out there on faith, if you want to say it, or step out there and say the universe has got my back, and say this is what I'm looking for 2021 to bring to me."
One of the things about 2021, right, as well with 2020, as well with every year, but it's happening faster, is change, right? It's all going to change. Now, it's going to change just like she's saying. It's based on what our focus is, right? Now, the moment of now is very important, and breathing in the space and the peace of now. But we can't always be at peace, especially if we're out changing out the whole regime, right? We're changing out the whole system. We're thinking that the same system is going to work. We want it to because it's easy that way to slip back in. But nope, we're creating something completely new together. And to get us all on the same page, we got rocked to the core, aka we got centered and still. We were made to be still, which is the hardest thing for people, to be still when there is so much flux and the need of change. But what came with the point of stillness came clarity of what was comfortable and what was uncomfortable, what needed to go and flush its way out, and what needed to be grown and fostered. Now the question is, are you avoiding growing something, even if it's a good habit like exercising or taking a walk every day? Are you avoiding that? Because it's gonna come now and really tap you. Not it's gonna punch you in the face. I wish I could say it was gonna tap you on the shoulder, but it's like, hiya, like from behind a bush.
Black out! Wake yourself up, fool!
And it's here and it's being very present. But are you taking it as a gift? Or are you taking it as part of, oh, I must have done this, or this is a punishment, or maybe I don't deserve this? And it's like, no, you still deserve those great things. But this little part shows your tenacity. It shows how you're going to stick to something and keep moving forward. And that is going to be a beautiful, beautiful carry on the other side. However, it's okay to not be on the other side yet. It's okay to not be where you want to be at yet.
Mhm, mhm.
And part of that enjoyment is, man, it took me a year, it took me 2 months to just sit myself down for 5 minutes and meditate. But when I did, I reached God, right? I trained myself. And then you get to give yourself the pat on the back. Yes, I did that. What's next? Holding the line, right? Holding that energy line. You will be tested at that energy line, and then you get to keep going. And that's something that I learned about the other day, is that no is part of the process. Even the no's to yourself is part of the process, right? I'm gonna do this good thing for myself every day. First day, I can't get up, do this thing. 2 weeks later, I'm doing the thing, but is it enough? I'm doing it half-assed, right? Then the next time, I'm doing it, but I've got all my heart in it. Now my friends want to join me, and then it just kind of it's about momentum and that process of healing.
Right,
Because that's 2021, baby, is momentum and that keep going. Because
right,
we're here together. We're in it together. It's no
yeah,
longer just the self, but clearing the self, clearing through all of that helps us coming together, literally one breath at a time.
mhm,
Because I can feel the trauma. happening. Like, it's not the trauma, excuse me, the triggering takes you out of that moment. Your power has been, your power is gone because it's given to some time in the past or some projected future. And then you have to come back to now. And it's okay. That happens. It happens to all of us because that's how our societies have put us together, right? That's how we have built this construct, but we're rebuilding it. So have patience with yourself. There's something that Divine Sunshine used to say all the time. What was it? Something that you have to have something for yourself when you're having all this. Uh, I just see the letters E and M. It's like something about when you're having some kind of compassion, or when you have something, you have to have it for yourself too.
Yeah, you know our channel. So whatever the source told you,
No,
that's where to go with the 18. Whatever they told
man,
you,
it's one of our
that's
past
our
episodes too.
channel.
That was the whole theme of the episode and everything.
Yeah. Whatever our channel. I don't know. They just use me like a puppet. I don't know what they said, but whatever it sounds darn good to me. But yeah, but for you to
Does it
do
look
that.
like there's another person back here?
It's just a shadow, but it does look like it's another person. Me and my shadow walking down the avenue. But yeah, but you tapped on something, and I remember watching it in somebody's video. They were saying that 2021 was going to be a year about systems and breaking down systems, and like what you were saying about not even just governmental, which we see that they're saying if it's broke, we got to fix it, but also the systems of how we think about things. Our ideology is a system. How we take care of our body. Oh, our bottom. Somebody must be talking about their own type of bottom. But anyway, I'm sorry. I went to Freaky Friday real quick, but how you are able to take care of your body, which is a system, and how we really truly need to, or even our finances, as I see Mimi's talking about. Uh, that's something that we have to really truly look at and see about what's broke. I mean, really, and that means that you have to take time out and really be honest with yourself, to see what that is that that's not really actually working, and is it something, a system that we have based upon as far as living in past years, and is that sustainable going into this new age or this new earth or this new year that we start off with a clean slate. And some of us has got to kind of look at it, and some things, if things are not working for you in a certain area, it might be saying you might need to look at your system. How are you systematically going about doing that thing? How you systematically um putting in your energy or your time and your resources into something like that. Kathy D can talk about that more, because I think somebody's talking about finances. Mimi's talking about that and saying, understanding why she's still challenging financially in there. And I would say to me is, let you look at your system as well, as far as how you have a set up of your belief systems too. That goes back to systems and how you're leading. But I'm gonna let Kathy be, because she the Jedi. To me, that seems like I'm picking up. That's a mind stuff that's causing and stopping you. Right there.
Yeah,
So.
and it is. It's how you have to look back on how you see money and finances and how
Mm-hmm.
you've been taught about it. Were you taught money doesn't grow on a tree? Or were you told, we just can't afford that? Or people like us don't have those kind of things. Um, or is it one of those things that maybe, you saw one of your parents or however work all day long and then come home and just drop on the couch, and then on the weekends were either sick because they tried to do too much around the house, or they had headaches, they had all these things, and then you saw it and you were like, I don't want to work that hard for money. I don't want to. And
Mm-hmm.
so we get this negative thought, and even though we're like, well, but I understand that's not true, it's still in there. It's still that programming. And like we talked about, I think it was almost a week ago or a couple weeks ago, rewriting that story. And
Yeah.
that's where you've got to rewrite it, and you've got to say, you know what, that's not what I believe anymore. Because honestly, yes, um, money does, if you want to think about it, grow on trees, because money is paper. Even though it's rag paper, it
Right.
still has wood pulp in it, as well as textile fibers. Textile fibers come from plants, i.e., trees, other things like that. So technically, yes, money does grow on trees. And who's to say that you're not the type of people that deserve these things? Who's to say you can afford it? Where do you need to reevaluate your finances? Okay. Can you go a few months without Netflix, and pay off some of your smaller, maybe outstanding bills, some of those surprise medical bills or Christmas or credit card or anything like that? So you go without some things. I'm not saying food and lights and stuff like that, but you take some of those creature comforts, maybe, a few less Starbucks, maybe a few more cups of coffee at home and a few, less or a few less apps and things like that we pay for that we and really and truly, you ever sit down with your bank statement and you go through everything that's automatically taken out? You'd really be surprised on how much you really don't use. And it's quite interesting. So we have to reevaluate that as well. We have to reevaluate our mindset on finances, that we don't deserve it, or we were told we didn't deserve it. Who told us that? Why did they tell us that? And then, tell ourselves that's not our story. And then to solidify that and really cement it in, we have to then go in and look at our actual physical 3D finances, paper and pen to it, go through, highlight stuff, things you don't recognize. Call, find out what it is. Check your credit report. There are things that should fall off. After 7 years, there are things that should, maybe you're going to get binged for or dinged for a non-payment and you paid it and you got proof you paid it. Check your credit score. Right now is the best time to do this. So we have to be proactive about it. We have to be proactive. We can't stick our heads in the sand. This isn't the year to do that anymore.
No.
We've got to look at our belief system around the thing, and then how has that belief system affected our physical life? Do we tell, we can't afford that, but then, we look on our bank statement and we've got, 12 Starbucks, venti, whatever, mocha, latte, Thai, chi, whatever, on there. So, where do we need to let some of these go? Or how many pairs of shoes?
Hey, what is that? Now you're getting a little touchy now. You got two people. Who that now? We talk about Mimi. We ain't talk about me now. No, I'm saying.
But it's anything. We all have those things. Everybody has something, some creature comfort that we like. It's one of those things, and you catch yourself saying, "Well, I don't care how much it costs. I really want it." And so then you have to, to work with that. Why is it that you really, really want that you can't give that up for X number of months to pay off this outstanding bill that is just, beating your credit to death? Who can't tell their kids? And I know I fight with this all the time with my kids and their iPhones, and having to say, no, I'm sorry, you don't need YouTube without ads. If I have to have ads, you have to have ads. We're not paying it. Well, it's only $9 a month. Yeah, well, 9 times 12 is what? That's the water bill and then some.
Right.
So we have to start looking at these things and be able to tell our kids no. And if they don't like it, or whoever, our spouses, partners, if they don't like it, well, I'm terribly sorry. Then you pay for it. And we really have to reevaluate our lives, both emotionally, psychologically, and physically. Because it's not enough to change your beliefs about money if you still treat it the same way.
That's the system.
I mean, I can believe that I deserve to make all these things, but when my kids ask me for McDonald's for dinner and I turn around and say, well, we can't afford it, where did that communication with myself break down? Is it that, all right, is it that I just don't want them to eat fast food so often? And then what do I need to say instead of we can't afford it? Let's find a healthier thing to eat instead of, fast food. Let's have something better. Okay. So that's what you need to say instead of that quick cop out of we can't afford it. Or is it that I truly believe we can't afford it? Or is it, that, you know, we don't know where the money's coming from, so we're living in fear instead of living in trust. And so we have to, when we change our mindset, we have to physically change to get it. It'd be like saying, I'm worthy of love, but then, we turn around and we go somewhere and someone speaks to us, or the DM reaches out to us, and we run and hide, stick our heads in the sand. Well, how are you worthy? You should, if you're worthy, then you should stand there like, I'm worthy. Where are you?
Oh,
Because here
snap.
I am.
That's Captain D's gangster showing up there. What you want, man?
When
Mano.
Angel turns thug. Angel
Open.
turns thug 2021.
Come and get me. I'm open, man. I'm right here.
Literally, I'm right here.
What you got? That's all you got? Oh, man.
And if you don't catch on, I'm right here.
Right.
Deuces, drop the mic.
Woo, Archangel Michael like that.
The DM has been warned.
Oh, it's been thrown down. But also, I noticed that you have to watch that. Especially as the person you're giving, you have to watch also going back to what Kathy did about the message, because sometimes we have also to do when we give out like that. We send also an underlying message. That's all right. I don't need it back. You'll be
Right.
surprised about that as a person that gives it all the time. That's yeah, yeah, that's all right. Or I don't need to receive it back in little list of ways that you do that. Well, I'm in a position I can give, so I know they need it. But then at the same time, you're selling the universe in so many ways. Like, I don't need to receive it back. So you've got to learn how to be able to watch that underlying messages, as Kathy B says, no matter if it's good, bad, or indifferent. You're saying it really off the cuff and not really meaning anything by it, but you got to watch that. I know they show that all the time on YouTube. I don't think they put that on there when I do have the commercials on there or ads, but that man talks about the what's the thing to say thank you, the one's Mind Valley, and what's the Japanese thing when you say thank you? Oh
The
God, I
oh
forget.
no,
It's not. It's a Japanese saying that they say. When you say thank you, for like thank you for things. But anyway, what it
Domo
is he's
arigato.
talking about. You stop for a second, and that you thank for you the money giving out,
hmm
so that
oh
it
yes,
will
yes,
come back to you, huh?
yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and so for you to do that, and this is always, even when you're going out there, that gratitude when you're sending out the money, certain little things that I have been to do that again is respecting your money as well. Like, even when you have your wallet, make sure your wallet is, I've been trained that your wallet is organized. You take all the trash and receipts out of there, make sure all your denominators are together, denominations are together, going the same way. That's just like you just telling your money, I respect you. When you're giving it out, watch your attitude as you're spending too. Oh Lord, here come another damn bill. Man, if comment come tell me that I'm on 3 pages of using too much utility and lights and stuff, here I go give them $878 again. Okay, wait a second. Watch the thing. Watch the lingo. Now you should be saying, what, thank God I am in a position that I am able to give those things for comment. I know even with me, like with people with me, and I go, even if I'm parking or something like that, even my friends, I joke with them. They all tell me, why you paying for parking? I don't have a problem if I'm going to pay for parking. I throw my keys to the valet, because I know I'm helping out. My thing is, I'm helping you out. You parking my car, you keeping it safe. I'm helping you to put food on the table. It's a win-win for both of us. So that's the attitude of gratitude that I always have when I'm doing or spending anything. Like, oh my God, that's too high. But you know what it is? Am I helping that person, benefiting them in the process? So those are just little dialogues and things that we have to have with ourselves, that watching when we're doing money in action, those things, what are we saying at the same time to ourselves, like Kathy did? And just watch it. It's just a littlest conversation. Like I tell you, you all talking about the DM or the DFs in your head. What are you putting out there in that bubble? That energy that you're sending out there without you even opening up your word. And when the money, the dollar comes, this is my first dollar I made. Ooh. When a dollar comes your way, it's like, nope, we ain't coming to her. Go this way. It's not our chuck, because she don't appreciate us. So that's the same thing that you have to kind of think about when you're talking about money and how you're using it, that vibration. That's just really about anything too, as well. What you said, but that's just a key thing. This is some pointers that I've learned when it comes to money about that. Just to be able to have that gratitude and just thankful for having the opportunity that you're able to spend there, because there's other people out there that doesn't have that opportunity. So it's your attitude of gratitude, your attitude towards money, that determines your aptitude or altitude as far as money, how much money flows to you.
I
Go
mean,
ahead. I'm finished.
I would say the same thing applies to the body too, because
I was just going to say that.
I found myself getting into an argument. Okay, okay, baby. Yes, okay. I found myself getting into an argument, whereas normally I would, let's say, try to go junk food on it, but I really just wanted. My body was like, no, I want nutrition. I want to love myself through this. It's time for me to fully love myself. So I just got some cold pressed juices, down some nutrition, um, and then it really changes even your overall response. Your adrenals don't stress and work as hard. Everything that you're doing that you've actually been stressing your body about, you start to really internalize that love and that care with something as simple as a nutritional choice. As simple as taking those breaths that you want to take to calm yourself down from going into fight or flight. And it takes practice to become habit, but once it becomes the habit, everything in the brain aligns. Everything in the brain, body, emotions aligns for receiving even more. And that which used to phase you really easily, it's like water off a duck's back. Now, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of other things that are going to come up because you get evolved, right? You get to an evolutionary state that's like, the universe is like, yay, let's test her. But it turns out to be we're all going through a lot of growth right now, and I think that's what's making it uncomfortable with our little baby DM over here. It's just so much growth and so much change,
Yeah.
and even though there's a slight fight for it to be the same, it's never going to be the same. So now just let yourself whine and figure out what is bothering you. Okay, let me figure that out.
Oh, sugar always make it better. Mama sugar. But yeah, so, and it's really about, to me, if you're going to say about this is, and I've heard a lot of channels talk about it, is the self-love and the compassion for yourself this year. It's just really about that self-care, about really listening to yourself, listening to your intuition, awareness, letting your body tell you what you need. All of that stuff is what's going to help to kind of push you through. Just really, truly, that is the key. Finding time out to really commune with self. And I've heard a lot of people using that over and over and over again, especially when you talk about going through changes. So you can have that compassion and be, it's okay, like you say, using the energy like the Tai Chi, like we talked about earlier before we got on air, and taking that energy and kind of using it, moving it. A lot of taking energies that you don't want, and taking it and transmuting it, clearing and transmuting it, find yourself doing other things to help you with that not so nice feeling, to turn it into a positive feeling. Doing that creatively, finding yourself again, like if things are not going right, what you think in your world, whether it's on the journey or whatever, finding things creatively. What could you find yourself get lost into, or take that energy and now move it into this way, in a more positive way, that you can be able to use it. That's a lot of times we'll probably be finding ourselves doing that, so we don't stay in that stagnant energies of that woe is me, talking about the things that's going wrong with yourself and your world and things of that nature. So I would say definitely more self-care to help you to push through with what's actually going on with you at this time, with this uncertain times or uncertainty as you're morphing and changing. They bring it to me almost like with the butterfly. Of course, you got that struggle to get out that cocoon and to be able to transform into that a beautiful butterfly. Some of us is the point that we're coming out, and we've got to kind of wait for our wings to dry. We got to keep on pumping our wings so blood can get to it, so it can be ready to be fully be able to spread our wings and fly. So we got a lot of processes, but through it all, we have to truly take time out and to actually wait. Is patience, and that's where the stickler is. A lot of us don't want to do the patient game, the waiting game. We want it. I want it now. But as we see, and April is talking about, we've learned from 2020 how to be all right with the stillness and have nothing go on, and say, okay, now what? What should I do with this time where I have nothing else on the outside to entertain me? What can I do? Okay, so if nothing else, it should help you to understand. Okay, I can wait. I can deal with nothingness. I can I can deal with stillness. I learned what to do with that in 2020 as well on that one. Yes, Kathy, do you want to add something?
Oh no, I'm good. I'm right now. I'm getting just like bukus of downloads and trying to sort them out. That's why I'm
Okay.
yawning and my eyes are blinking, and it's just like they're coming in fast and furious. Just talking about, not only is it finances, is it health, it's every area of our lives. We have to really take that time and reevaluate us. Are we working on the proper idealisms for what we stand for? Do what we say we stand for and what we actually do they match?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if we believe in spirituality, if we believe in our beautiful gifts that we're given, then why do we question when we get a song on the radio or a song in a restaurant? So now, where are we having problems believing what we've been given? And where are we having problems with let's see, there it goes again, my nose, with gratitude and being thankful for what we're being given? And by being thankful, it's by saying, yep, I know it. I know that was from source. I know that was from um perfect example. Flying, when I was taking my trip and I looked out the airplane window, and something told me, keep looking, just keep looking. And I'm like, what am I looking for? And in the sky, in the clouds, they had a perfect heart, just a perfect heart. And I could say, oh well, that's it's a freak situation. It could be the wind, maybe there was a smaller plane, maybe there's this, maybe... No, I knew what that was. That was from my angels, that was from source, that was from the powers that be, letting me know that I was on the right path, that I am loved, and I'm going where I need to go. um you have to be able to accept those, and accept those gifts, and accept those thoughts, when those people pop in your head, and you get the feeling, or you smile, or sometimes you get some not so great feelings. We have to know to be grateful for thank you, source, for opening my eyes to this thing. No, I don't have indigestion, I know somebody's upset, or no, I didn't eat too much sugar, that I'm just this giddy and happy. um it's being sent to me. They want to show us these emotions so we know how to react. And that's where, like you talk about the gratitude, we've got to bring that in and be grateful for those things. And when we say that we're a spiritual person, well, then what are you standing on? If you're a spiritual person but you're still being say, superstitious about some things,
Mm,
then you need to step back and look. Or if you still, think that maybe card reading or even mental telepathy or telepathic communication or energy and these kind of things are maybe wrong, or in my case, being able to see dead people, you know, there's something bad, there's something wrong, you have something wrong with you. No, I don't. I have a gift, and I'm thankful for my gift, because with that gift I can help people. I'm not going to make $1 million. I'm not going to have a Vegas show. You know, I mean, I'd like to make. Let me rephrase that. As April would say, let me rephrase that.
you seen April's
Um,
eyebrow go up, didn't
I saw her eyebrow go up. Yeah. Um, I am not going to make $1 million at a Vegas show. There we go. Okay,
you?
but helping people, yeah, that's what I want to do. And that's what I want to use it for, is to help people, because I don't think we're given those to exploit people. I think we're given those to help people.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to be grateful, and we need to be humble about them. And that's where we need to evaluate our lives. And January is a wonderful time to do that and to journal, and even almost do like we talked about a few months, it was about 6 months ago, where we talked about our beliefs and our plans and what we stood for. Go back and
Mm-hmm.
reevaluate that. If you wrote out your personal belief and your plan for your life and what you stood for and who you were, go back and look and see if you've stuck to that. You can say that you're open, and you love everyone, and everything is peace and happiness and roses, and you don't get upset, but your spouse says something to you and you rip their head off, and you scream at them, and you're telling your kids to sit down and shut up, and so you've kind of missed the mark slightly. Everybody's allowed a bad day, and don't get me wrong, everybody has them. Yeah, we all have bad days, but um we've got to remember that when we say what we stand for, we have to stand for it. Or what is that saying? If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for everything.
Yep, or anything. Yep, true. All right,
the
April.
the
Mm-hmm.
beauty of the whole 20 coming into 2021, it's definitely a maturation, right? Some of us are having, can you hear me? How about this?
No,
Is that
you're
better?
kind of low. You're a little low.
I'm a little low. How about
Yeah, you're a
now? Is
little
that
low.
better
Yeah, it
maybe?
sounds a little better.
Okay. Well, the beauty of going from 2020 to 2021 is a maturation. And parts of it are uncomfortable. Parts of them are, depending on the perspective, right? They can be. I didn't even say good morning anymore, you guys. I've been practicing grand rising, right? Just saying the phrase grand rising, because I don't even want to enter that into my energy field. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of other things that happen throughout the day. But at least I'm starting with a positive mantra that I'm sending out to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
There's it's simple. Kathy D mentioned it earlier too, and I'm sure you did as well. But that rephrasing, just the simple rephrasing of, yes, I can do this. Oh, wait, I've been spending the last, I don't know how many years repeating what somebody had taught me when I was a young child about my
Mm-hmm.
worthiness. Now I'm going to say to myself, I can do this. I may not do it now, but I'm working on it, because there's no trying, right? There's only do or don't do. But if you're working on it, you're getting closer.
Right.
You're working on yourself. You're working on staying positive. You're working, and that's why I say practicing as well. Like, I'm a practicing vegan, but if I were to go and do something, or something's in my food, I'm not going to sit there and beat myself up all day about it because I'm in some masochistic cycle with myself and my subconscious, right? No, I'm going to say, no, I'm practicing, and it's all right if I fall off a little bit. I'm a practicing beist, right? Because it's all about being, and sometimes I'm not in the now, but it's all right if you're not in the now. You remember the past. You want to have a pity party with yourself? Give yourself 5 minutes. Set a
Mhm.
timer. 3 minutes. That's all you can do. And then once you're done with that, then you start to be able to grow from that perspective. What did I learn from this? You know what I mean? You don't want to dwell too much in that pity party mode, but
Mm-mm.
sometimes you got to let yourself have that to go through it, but then don't milk it. right? It's not to stay in victim mode. It's to grow from it. I know. We all want attention. We all want it right now. We don't know what we want, but we're tired. And
There
that's
you
the
go.
truth.
Yes, 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 yes. But I'm tired. I want change and I want it now.
Exactly.
That's what's going
Exactly.
on, and that's what's up. So that is a nice way of wrapping up our talk for tonight. All right, if you want some more information from our own Kathy D, please go to pineapplefishlifecoaching.com. Is there any specials, anything that's great, a thing that you want us to know of how you're grand rising in, in your world, Kathy D?
No, there's just not anything coming just yet. There'll be some things coming down the pike, but they're still being worked on. So
Okay, okay. All
January
right,
is
but
just kind of the work in let me try that. The work in progress month.
right, I got you. Yes, yes, yes. And so, of course, yes, if you want any kind of help, or she does hypnosis and all that good stuff, and you like, really, I like some ideas of journaling or how to be able to work with the change that's going on in the early part of 2021. Make sure that you hit up Kathy D at Pineapple Fish Life Coaching and see all the wonderful things that she's doing over there. And then we have, no, 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 you didn't. Yes, you did. Oh my freaking God. Okay, hold on, hold on. I'm gonna have to do it right on the fly. Oh, I hit it by mistake. Okay, give me your you do not that. That's too many. Well, we are the playground experience. If you didn't know that, now the whole station is going awry in the background. No, no, second. Wait a second. Take it off. Take it off. Okay, take that off. I swing and I hit something. Okay, we got the playground. Give me your email. I don't know how that even happened. Go wait, made for this. What is it?
Golden life. Made for this golden life.
Okay, made. That's what I thought. Made for this
It's all
golden.
right. My website needs to be updated.
Yeah, okay. At gmail.com or what? What?
Oh wait, that's my website. Made for this
Okay, what's
golden
your website?
life.com. Made for this
Okay,
golden
made for this
life.com.
goldenlife.com.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Who
Don't
needs a
be laughing
snack?
at
Popcorn.
unbelievable.
So we
Okay,
sit back and
and
watch
that
the
is
tea
down.
spill in 2021.
I cannot believe that even happened. I swinged and did something weird. Okay, is that it? Did I put it
Yes,
right?
ma'am. That is
Okay,
it.
I don't know how I didn't even know that button even existed. Oh my God. All right, so you see anything and you have anything wonderful and you're grand rising with or made for this golden life
I
that
still,
time over
I
there?
still, I still have not had the time
Okay. All
to
right, so
go
we
through and change the specials. So all my specials are still from Lionsgate. It's kind of crazy. I'm offering some meditations for really, really low cost, um, $3 to $5 or something like that, or $8.
okay.
So get them while they're inexpensive, because once I'm fully online, people, it's gonna go.
It's right. Okay. She's gonna snatch that bad boy off of there. She's got some wonderful, groundbreaking, soul shaking, transformative meditations and stuff over there. So you need to hurry on and scurry on over there on the online and the web and the wide world web and get that. And then also you got me if you need any help with you as far as the readings for you for the divine masculine energies, divine feminine energies. If you need some transformational things that you want to know what source areas that you need to transform, make sure you come and hit me up over there too at divineunisouls.co. And then we also have a package deal. Don't think because we're busy, we do not have time enough for you all. So if you need all of our help, combine all our superpowers, please make sure you go over there to divineunisouls.co and you hit us up so we can create a program based around your needs and what you want. And we also have the past life regression thing too, where we tap into your past lives to help you understand about the present. Don't forget, again, we have getting ready for our 4-4 event that we have too. I know it's 3 months, but you'll be surprised how fast it'll come up for you, in which we'll be speaking to you as well, through the playground experience. And we'll be having our first one is Ground Zero, helping you to build your world 2021, and helping you to progress and create this and make this the best year ever for yourself, starting from the bottom. And now we're here. All right, then, as we end right there, make sure that you also click like and share and subscribe to this channel so you get notified about what great things we're doing here. And as always, all right, Kathy D, I guess she has went into, she's doing what
She's
April
having
does.
so many. She has so many downloads. Just messing with their internet.
Right, it's right. There you go. I thought she's doing your dimensional shift too. She's in another dimension. We just can't see her. All right, then, get it. Here she comes. Oh, she's back from the dimension. Look how fast she came back. I just called her name. She's like, I'm back. All right, get us on out of here, Captain D.
All right, make sure that you pick up all of your virtual trash, shake all your shoes and socks out from all this wonderful virtual sand, and always wishing you all the best life ever. See you real soon.
All right, and April Williams.
Stay blessed. Oh my. Stay golden, and maybe take a nap. But you were made for this golden life.
And as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. Namaste. Namago. Mwah. Love you. And we'll see you real soon. And we'll talk to you soon. All right, then. Until next time.